Well, that was a Monday Night Raw. A very mediocre Raw, but an interesting Raw nonetheless. And we did get some awesome shenanigans from Alexa Bliss. And I will pre-warn you, there's a lot of shouting in this video, so you may want to adjust your volume a little bit when we get to that point. But this is things you might have missed. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel before we begin. And of course, like the video. It really does help the video out, so I really do appreciate all of you doing that. Of course, this week on Raw, we had a recap from Hell in a Cell with Alexa Bliss and last week's Monday Night Raw when Reginald snapped out of the trance. We got this awesome little graphic video thing of Alexa kind of there in the background overseeing everything. That was really cool. Really interesting part of this video package though was the song they used. From the nursery rhyme, row, row, row your boat, it was the line, life is but a dream, which I thought was very interesting. Considering we know a man who likes the line, life is a circle. We had a backstage promo with Shayna and Nia talking about Shayna's match on Raw when she took on Nikki Cross. And of course, Shayna was saying, I know it's not your fault. I know it's Alexa Bliss. But this led to everyone's new favourite segment for this week. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Alexa Watch! After Nia and Shayna had moved, you could see Alexa Bliss was stood behind them the entire time. Behind everything. She stood there right towards the middle of your screen. And do you know what? This was quite fun. Usually it's the puppets we see in this position, never the superstar. And it's raising the question, why? We haven't seen Lilly, obviously, since Alexa Bliss put her in timeout with all that shenanigans that went on with Shayna Baszler. And people are asking the simple question, where is Lilly? Have WWE ended Lilly? I don't think so. The fact they're still showing Lilly kind of says otherwise. And the big question now is, has Alexa Bliss fully became Lilly? It would explain her entrance theme song, The Evil Is Mine. And I think we may have seen it play out on WWE TV. Of course, in the segment with Shayna Baszler, when Shayna basically stomped on the Lilly doll. The Lilly doll didn't disappear or anything. It was in the ring. Seemingly Alexa Bliss was laughing about it, holding it in her hands. And then it appeared backstage. We couldn't see it outside of the mirror, same as Shayna Baszler. And you got to wonder, was this just the spirit of Lilly? Did Lilly die, releasing her spirit, allowing her to haunt Shayna, and now possess Alexa? That would be an interesting sort of angle to go down. But it is now time for everyone's favourite things you might have missed segment, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's a very probable. I'm not too sure, but we're going to run with it anyway because I know you miss it. It's Puppet Watch! During the segment with Miz and Morrison backstage, something very interesting showed up. On the very left of the screen, the doorway, something appeared there. Now, I have no idea what it is, but on closer inspection, it does look like an arm, but that definitely doesn't look like a hand. And what is it doing? Now, I said multiple weeks ago, if Bray's going to come back with new friends, we might have to look out for unexpected things. This is definitely something unexpected. I have no idea what this is. It could be something completely innocent, but we're putting it in the video because what if it's not?
We interrupt this broadcast for an important message from Firefly Funhouse News.
Newsbreak.
You guys have asked for it a lot. Well, here it is. You can now officially join us on Discord. There is now an official C Wrestling Discord channel. I'm in it. Some of my best friends are in it. Some of you guys are already in it. And it's brilliant. There's over 100 people already. We've got chats already set up. There's so much more to come. And do you know what? I'm having a blast talking to you guys and getting to know some of you. So head on over to Discord. There is a link in the description. Come say hi, stay polite, and have fun. There are brand new commemorative plaques and frames for WWE Hell in a Cell pay-per-view that happened not that long ago. And of course, there is two that represent Alexa Bliss defeating Shayna Baszler. There's one on the left, one on the right. Obviously, different price points, etc. So if you are interested in picking one up to commemorate this event, they are available now on WWE Shop. Super Nikki was back on Monday Night Raw this week. She got a brand new nameplate, I suppose you call that, graphic for her entrance name. But it actually changed colour. And I thought that was super cool, to be fair. So I definitely had to include it this week. But once again, we saw Alexa Bliss come down to the ring and help Nikki Cross. Now, I don't think she intentionally came down to help Nikki. I think she came down to continue stalking Nia, Shayna and Reginald. Of course, I love the continuity of Shayna automatically trying to make sure Reginald didn't look at Alexa Bliss, because obviously that is the key for her to possess people that we've seen on TV now. So I like that continuity, that kind of, we now know not to look at her. She didn't actually seemingly possess anyone this week. It looked close at one point with Nia Jax, but it was Reginald who kind of turned her Alexa around, making Nia snap out of it. But that didn't end very well, as Alexa Bliss kicked Nia in the shin and, of course, low-blowed Reginald with the same leg. She barely even moved and she took two people down. I actually thought that was kind of cool. But it definitely shows that this feud with Shayna and Nia and Reginald is not over yet. And you got to wonder, the payoff, surely at this point, has to be Shayna and Nia breaking up. I don't see what else there is for a payoff for this feud to continue other than that. So it's a very interesting thing. And how is Alexa going to do it? Is she going to possess one of them to attack? I don't know. But it was a distraction, obviously. And Shayna Baszler kept looking up the ramp. And Nikki Cross was able to get the win. This will cheer you up. There is now 17 days until live WWE fans return for the very first time. I cannot wait. Honestly, 17 days. That's all. And WWE is coming back to the UK in September. Do you know what? I already have tickets because obviously events in the past have been cancelled. This is something else I just can't wait for. Mattel have released new action figures today, images of them at least. And no Bray or Alexa, but there was Braun Strowman. Of course, Braun Strowman recently released by the WWE, the former black sheep of the Wyatt family. And I just wanted to shout this out because his figures do look cool. And if you want one, this will probably be the last two Braun Strowman figures. But it is now time for the Yowie Wowie moment of the week.
Do it again! Do it! He wets it twice! Oh, yeah!
Ricochet literally using the Miz's own dripstick to spray Miz's dripstick stuff in his face. And then, of course, breaking Miz's dripstick in half. No wonder he needs a wheelchair. But it's now time to go bird watching. This is a thing.
Appreciate it. I have so much respect.
Riddle's Birds return this week on Monday Night Raw. WWE bring back all the stars before fans come back. Of course, Riddle replaced Randy Orton in the triple threat match after Randy Orton didn't show up for Raw. Riddle did say apparently he missed his flight, but there was a note where apparently the Legend Killer asked for Riddle to replace him, and Adam Pearce obviously saw straight through it because he drew a viper. Just call it a snake. But there was a cool moment where Riddle sort of fell down, hurt his foot, kicking the steps. That seemed quite cool in the match. Of course, this did allow Riddle to come back eventually, and we saw Drew McIntyre win the match. But now, obviously, people are again asking, what's next for RK Bro? Are RK Bro going to break up? Because Randy could be annoyed at Riddle, for one, using his moveset, using his taunts and stuff. Two, he actually lost the match. He lost Randy's spot in Money in the Bank. Nikki Cross has kind of a new name, a new nickname at least. Nikki Ash, almost a superhero. Could have been very, very different. But I don't think she is going to team with Alexa. I think this is a couple of things they've done, and it's a way to get them both on TV and basically establish their character work together. I think they could definitely do some fun stuff together for sure. I still want the feud between Nikki and Alexa. I think that just makes perfect sense. But very interesting Raw. Lots of stuff to talk about. Really interesting to know your thoughts on what we talked about during Puppet Watch. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like the video, share the video, and if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. And of course, go and join us on Discord. The link is in the description. It's free, and it's so much fun. It really is fun. But I'll see you as always next time. Peace!